let's just get right into it. We got week 11, boys. We're cooking through the season here. Week 11. That sucks. But the Bears have a bye week this week, so we got games every single week. But Boomy, do you got the games for us this week 11 Sunday?
Yes, sir. Starting off in the NFC North, the Lions got thumped in Carolina by a guy who started in the XFL 9 months. They lose to the Panthers 20-0. Matthew Stafford, 18 for 33, 5 sacks. PJ Walker looked like a stud out there. He threw 2 interceptions, but 258 yards. Good God.
Bad.
It's an ugly game. Neither team's going to the playoffs, but 20-0 in Carolina without Teddy Bridgewater, without Christian McCaffrey. Holy cow.
Not good.
Hand up if you played the over in that one.
Whoops.
I played the over in the Saints-Falcons game.
Yeah.
Falcons forgot how to score.
They forgot they had a game. In probably one of the better games of the weekend, though, the Tennessee Titans take care of the Ravens in Baltimore in overtime, 30-24.
Boys.
That was a put-up or shut-up game.
Dude, the Ravens, they're
not
playing well right now.
The Ravens stink. Can I just say, is there a better player in overtime NFL football than Derrick Henry right now? Is there a better weapon to have?
No.
Because when the opposing defense is that tired at this point, give it to your 250-pound absolute machine running back and just let him cram it down their throat. And that's all he does.
I like the Titans, too. They're a good team. The Titans are a good team, I think.
They got a really dynamic offense, dude. Between him and A.J. Brown, it's like, give those guys the ball and get the F out of the way.
They're starting to get good at – I know I think they're 2-5 or 2-3 in their last 5, but they've had good showings and they do look like a team that they look very similar to.
Say they're this good team, but they have potential.
Yes, and this is exactly what happened last year. Didn't the Titans go to the NFC or the AFC
they got
Championship
hot in the second half?
Yeah, and that's kind of exactly what they're starting right now. They're starting to get into a rhythm. They're starting to play well, and they beat. Baltimore's going to be in the playoffs. They're not the team they were last year, but. That's a good win to go on the road in that division.
Defense is getting healthy too. So as much as anything, the secondary is getting healthy for that team. That was a liability for a while. So
yes,
could be an interesting team come playoff time again this year. Just like you said they were last year.
Potential playoff match. I know they're not in the same division. I don't know why I said that.
Well, again, do you want to face Derrick Henry in January? Because I sure as hell don't.
No, I do not.
I
don't think there's anybody
would not to do that because. You see what he did last year in the playoffs.
He's a machine, dude. He's an absolute machine. And he's a very smart running back. He's added the brain concept to his game in the last year and a half. And he's the total package now. It's nuts.
100%. The first place Philadelphia Eagles somehow lose and still stay in first place. They fall in Cleveland.
I saw the best meme ever. It was just 4 Spider-Man, is that how I should say it? And it was just all the NFC East.
Yep,
that's spot on. Dude, they're just all bad. No one wants the division.
If I was an Eagles fan, I would poke my eyeballs out after that game today. I watched that game intensely. That game was an absolute dumpster fire if you were an Eagles fan today. Carson Wentz he's not a good quarterback. Let's just call it like it is. That guy is not a good quarterback. They've got as much problem at that position as anybody. That guy is he's not a franchise quarterback by any means.
No, not at all. It might be time to go to Jalen Hurts. Guys, the Cowboys in that division are 3-7, are a tie away from being tied for first place.
It's insane.
That is absurd. The Browns 22-17. Moving on, the Texans outlast the Patriots 27-20. Patriots are frauds.
Yeah, they just couldn't get anything going there at the end. I thought they were going to put a touchdown drive together.
And they scored 20 points. You nailed it, Zach. You got this guy almost threw for 400 yards, and they scored 20 points.
Yeah, it's like what?
That's a joke. That's an absolute joke.
It was insane. Yeah, it's it's just not the kind of offense you're used to with the Patriots.
Not at all. Not efficient at all. I mean, they're racking up the yards and they're just not finishing because Houston. Let's not beat around the bush. Houston's not a good football team.
Mm-hmm.
Is Derek Carr wearing makeup?
Probably. Vegas will do that to a guy.
It looks like he's, or at least something around the eyes. It's weird.
He's got some eyes.
He's a pretty guy.
In Jacksonville, the Steelers go down there and pull out 27-3. A lot of people have questioned. I mean, Pittsburgh is 10-0. A lot of people question, their ability to get up for a game or play to a competition is what they've been doing a lot lately. But they went in today and absolutely Jacksonville. I don't.
If another team, if I was a fan of, I'd shove something in my eyeballs. The Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah,
that organization. Talk about perpetually rebuilding.
Hey,
my God,
Maddie, you may want to be careful. The Bears do play them this year.
Well, that could be the two worst offenses in football right there.
Whatever the under is, I'm taking it in that game.
It's going to be like 38,
we'll get to the Bears
37.
schedule. We'll get to the Bears schedule here soon.
No doubt. The Falcons, everybody thought they had a chance because Taysom Hill was starting for the Saints. The Saints win 4-9. Falcons do stink. It's as simple as that. They're just that offense had nothing going.
No, I don't know.
Matt Ryan threw for 232 yards. Taysom Hill only threw for a yard more than Matt Ryan, and he scored 24 points and compared to 9. I mean, they're not good.
He could run around a little more than Matt Ryan.
Yeah, you're right.
That guy's going to get his head taken off, though, too.
Yeah.
He talks a lot, and he runs with his head up, and he's going to get blown up soon.
Yeah, he kind of talks like he's like a fullback running back.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be taking those hits as a quarterback.
Someone's going to lay him out. He's really going to have a target on his back here soon.
He had 230 rushing yards. He led the Saints in rushing yards with 51. He had 6 more rushing yards than Alvin Kamara.
I thought you just said he had 230 rushing yards. I was like, holy cow.
That would have been why. I wouldn't rule that out, but no, passing yards.
I would kill to have Alvin Kamara on my team too. Like all salary cap and stuff aside, like just an electric runner that guy's just dynamic.
Hey, Matt, we need a quarterback first, buddy.
We need a lot of things. I'm just saying, give me.
I just Steven shaded you right there. I said, buddy, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you just you dog walked
I
me.
dog walked.
Unfortunately, we saw Joe Burrow's season come to an end as the
bad.
Cincinnati Bengals lose to the Washington.
Yeah,
but that's what happens when you have an offensive line like that. You get hit too many times. There's just too many chances that can happen.
My man crush on Joe B has been abundant, as you guys know, in the last 2 years. It sucks, dude. That one sucked because he's been playing well. He's showing like the signs of what you want to see in a franchise quarterback as a rookie. They've got some pieces around him if they could stay healthy. You look at Joe Mixon, he's on IR. AJ Green's been banged up for the last few years. If some of these explosive guys that they have could ever stay healthy, he's got pieces. But it all comes back to the offensive line, just the same problem our Bears have, and you see what Joe Burrow's face. He's going to have guys up in his ass all game long. And like you said, he gets smashed every week. And it finally caught up to him, Zach, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, little surprising with as bad as that line is that he made it to a week 11, to be completely honest with you.
And I love his honesty, too, after the game. He's like, I'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Yeah. It's like, let's not beat around the bush. Wait till the report comes out Monday. He's like, I blew my ACL out. That's what it is. See you guys later. I'll get it fixed.
Exactly. The Denver Broncos continue to be one of the most confusing teams in the NFL. They hold off the Dolphins in Mile High, 20-13.
Tua gets benched, but then also is going to be starter next week.
Yeah, 11 for 20 for 83 yards for Tua. Tough.
They benched him too late. They benched him too late because Fitzpatrick wins the game if they bring him in earlier.
They got to have if you're going to do that route and go with that, you almost have to have a shorter leash. But like you said with Fitzpatrick, Drew Lock, 18 for 30 for 270. I still don't think that the Dolphins.
I can't figure that guy out. out.
Yeah, seriously.
He shows talent a lot of times. Then he'll have like 3 picks like he had, 4 picks like he had last week.
Yeah.
They've got a couple weapons too with Judy and Cortland Sutton. A talented receiver. I don't know. I can't figure Drew Lock out to save my life.
I can't figure the Broncos out to save my life.
Yeah.
The Jets somehow come back late in the second half to cover at least. They lose the game 34-28 to the Chargers in Los Angeles. But it is nice to see the Jets scoring more than 10 points because it feels like every time I check a Jets score, they've scored 10 points or less. But they pick up 28
There's no chance
today.
they win a game this year, is there?
I don't believe so. I just don't see it happening. Let's see, who do they have left? Miami, Las Vegas, Seattle, Los Angeles, Cleveland, New England. So it's not a great outlook for them.
Not looking good.
Not looking good. Unfortunately, the Packers blew a 28-14 halftime lead and lose 34-31 in overtime in Indianapolis. Just bad all around. Aaron Rodgers played about as bad as I remember him playing. Still had 311 yards, but he fumbled a snap very early and throws a bad interception. It never seemed, even when they were up 28-14, it's just like, what's going to happen? It just felt dirty. And, of course, that's exactly what happened. Indy's defense turned it up. The Packers ran 6 offensive plays in the third quarter. So tried to even let him in back there at the end, with not running the ball. And
that was horrible clock management by the Colts.
Absolutely. And the Colts literally held on like 7 of 11 plays on one drive. It was just unbelievable. They could not stop holding.
So
and unfortunately,
the Packers play the 5-5 Bears. The Packers will be 7-3. The Bears beat the Packers 6-5, 7-4. We'll see you at the last game of the year at Soldier Field. That's how I'm thinking this whole week.
Oh, that's adorable.
Maddie, you are muted.
You're on mute, Matt.
You're muted.
God damn it! If they beat them twice, I get the hat you're wearing. That hat is mine.
Whatever. It's not going to happen, so that's fine.
That would be.
All right.
I can't remember the last time the Bears beat the Packers twice. But hey.
It was a cold, dark day in late 1988.
But is that, you got anything else, Boomy?
Yeah. There's just a lot of,
No, I meant games.
There's one more, but I want to touch on this real quick. And this goes not even just for Packers fans, but like Marquez Valdez-Scantling put on Twitter that he had received some death threats over his fumble in overtime. Like, if you're going to be that guy, just go away. Like, there's no need for that anywhere in sports. It happens too much. Like, that's disgusting. Come on. We got to be better than that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I saw that right before we got on here. And, you see it. And, like, yeah, you might be thinking you're joking around, but, like, you can't tell context off of Twitter. That's too far. And then the last one, before we get into Sunday night's game that's going on as we record, the Vikings had it rolling, and then they lose to the absolutely horrible Dallas Cowboys 31-28 somehow. Wow. Dallas just got themselves back in the division race in the East, and that game was in Minnesota. Unbelievable.
They stink.
Both of those teams stink.
But like I said, the Bears, the only team in the North that did not lose.
Week.
So we're good.
The Dallas Cowboys are really
very bad.
Team.
But hey, they had Dalton back, so you can say that.
Place.
Yeah, they're first place team right there.
Everyone's a half game out of first place in the East.
It's sickening. And as we record, the Kansas City Chiefs are leading the Las Vegas Raiders 28-24 with about 3 minutes to go in the game.
Oh my God!
Really?
Pick up the fumble.
This fullback for the Raiders cannot catch a ball.
Well, he's a fullback. He's not supposed to catch
passes.
He's supposed to get
two pretty big plays here that he's just dropped the ball wide open.
I am impressed at Las Vegas. And no one really expected much out of them this year, and they've played really, really well. Tonight we do have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers hosting the Los Angeles Rams at 7:15 on Monday Night Football.
That'll be a good game.
Two playoff teams, I'm going to assume for now.
Yep. So that was the NFL Sunday Week 11 recap. We are we're quickly coming to the end here. We got, like I said, we're week 11. It seems like it's flying by, but we got a big game next week. Got Bears Packers. We'll be doing a lot of content around that. That'll be next Sunday night, so that'll be exciting.